Welcome to Cork in the North podcast. Thank you for joining us this week. Ladies and gentlemen, before we crack on with this week's episode, I need to talk to you in detail about the wonderful people down at Doyen on the Lisburn Road. The Doyen pub, they're friends of ours, we're friends of them. We're going there soon to do the live podcast. Tickets are still available on the links below and also on my Instagram and also my website. These guys at the Doyen pub, unbelievable down there. 25% off your food Wednesday to Saturday if you use the code Cork25. If you want to take him out, take her out, you want to go on a first date, you want a few drinks a little bit outside the city, go down to the Doyen. Plenty of parking, toilets available. You can hire the place for weddings, funerals, christenings, bar mitzvahs, divorce celebrations. Use it as a sting operation to catch your partner cheating. You can go to the Doyen. It's being done. It's being done. You can watch the Premier League. The football's back, kids. You can go down and watch the news, see the highlights of the riots. Whatever it is you want to do with a pint or a coffee or a bit of food in front of you, the Doyen is there for you on the Lisburn Road. Refurbished a while back. It's looking great. And if you go down there, trust me, you're going to be looking great in there as well. So they support us and we want to support them. We all want to support you as well by giving you 25% off your food if you use the code Cork25 at the Doyen. We're down there soon to do our live podcast. Please do buy a ticket and come down and check it out for the first time. It's a great spot. It's a local business and we like helping them out. Okay? Doyen Pub, thanks very much for joining us on this week's episode. Let's crack on. Joining us this week on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, are two men. Both men, I wouldn't be comfortable around my daughter. But only one of them is here because the other one hasn't shown up yet. But we're going to start anyway. And that's why I wouldn't be comfortable with them around my daughter and I don't have a daughter and that's how angry I am about it. One of mine is Ciaran Franco joins us on the podcast. Luke Mcgibbon is due on as well, but he's stuck in traffic. I think I don't know where he is, but good to see you, Ciaran.
Good to see you.
Ciaran,
someone's daughter.
Sorry?
He's chasing down someone's daughter.
Someone's daughter. He's all right, Luke. Luke, he's stuck in traffic. It is pretty bad out there anyway at the moment. Like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, it is rush hour. I mean, who knows? Who knew?
I don't drive.
Who knew? Who would have known that? Traffic in rush
leisure.
hour was busy, like, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I suppose it's called rush hour. I mean, I'm not. It's just the planning ahead is the issue, isn't it, really? Like, it's like...
Time management.
Like, if your plane was at 2 o'clock, you'd be there.
I'm a 2 hour before guy.
Yeah.
So you're there in the airport.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's him coming in, is it?
Could be.
If he comes in, we're going to rim him.
We're
going to rim him.
Get over that desk, like. Spread them cheeks.
Okay.
Didn't know you were into that, Andrew, but
I didn't know I was into it either. I didn't know I was into it either.
Welcome to Cork from the North. Cork in the North, XXX.
Yeah, this is the premium subscription service.
This is new to Patreon viewers.
I do apologise.
Getting corked in the North.
If there is anyone listening there that was offended by that, there's other podcasts available that are more lighthearted. Ciaran Franco, how are you doing? You're a stand-up comedian. You've been on the podcast before quite a while ago. I see you about town, doing the comedy, doing the gigs, doing everything. Wonderful look about you. What do you call yourself with the look that you have?
I don't. I think I'm the young Bobby. Young Michael Stone is probably what I think.
If you had, because you used to have the moustache.
Yeah. So I used to have a pretty massive mullet as well, and then I realised that I started to look a bit like I was on the sex offenders register.
Or someone described you as a hunger striker that ended up eating.
Yes. yeah.
You know, like
hunger striker that gave up midway.
Yeah, you like the idea of it, but you didn't follow it through.
Yeah. I was like, 32 counties? Nah. Yeah. 5-piece fry.
First of all, how are things going with you? How's the last year been gigging and stuff like that? You've been around.
Yeah,
how's it been going?
The last year, I think I'm my second year. This is in my third year now, and this has been the most enjoyable. Like, of like stopping treating it like a rat race. If I need to do this, and actually just being like, just enjoy the gigs as they come. Like,
yeah,
and like, because I think one of the main mistakes I done was, I need to do a solo show, and then I done one and hated it because I'm like, none of this material is actually good, like, or maybe a 10 minutes.
Well, you got to take your time, don't you?
Yeah, so I've realised that just taking it gig by gig and enjoying it is far better.
Well, that's what we do here in Cork. We pick one comic and we check in with them every year to see how their career is going.
Yeah, and this guy turned into the Republican.
yeah. It's mad as well because you come from a massive... is that him?
He's here. I'll grab him.
No, go get him. You can edit this, yeah? Joining us on the sofa now after a delayed arrival, ladies and gentlemen, but 20 minutes, and we all know my issues with lateness, don't we, Sean?
Will do.
Luke
Don't like
Mcgibbon,
it.
Hello.
how are you?
Hello, I heard there was rimming.
Is that why you rushed over? Is it?
Left the car on the motorway.
Yeah, it was like
Your car's just burnt out on the Westlink.
that's a different podcast.
No,
That's
well,
Cork in the
Luke,
hole.
you're first time on Cork in the North.
Yeah, delighted. I've been
Luke
meaning to ask
is
you.
the kind of runner of the PAV comedy night on Monday nights.
Yes, indeed.
Every Monday.
Every Monday till I
You
die.
don't take a break in the summer.
No, I
You
don't.
go through the riots and everything.
No, through the riot. Sometimes there's a riot on the stage, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody actually did pull out two. How
To
PG
take
is
part
this?
in a riot.
No, no, but there was two dildos on stage once actually as well in the PAV. How PG is this podcast, by the way?
Say whatever you want.
It's not Q Radio, is it? I'm not going to get Pete Snodden decking me or whatever. But there was a guy who was doing this act where he was pretending to be. He did a short play where he's pretending to be a unicorn with a dildo on his head.
Okay.
And then someone in the crowd said that she had a dildo with her as well. And the MC, who's a fella called Conor McGinley, he's headlining Monday actually, invited her onto the stage, got her to wear the dildo, and then he sucked her off on stage. And you know that's on Monday.
Monday night, maybe.
Imagine what happens on a Saturday. Well, thanks for that, Luke.
Yeah. Strong opener.
That's your first time on the podcast, and that's your opening story. So, quite a high
to go
bar
on.
to beat for other people.
Monday night comedy.
Monday night comedy on the amateur scene. But it's good to see you, lads. I suppose you guys probably see each other quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
At least once a week, like, so that we'd meet the writing stuff together as well.
Oh, you do write together, is it?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
okay. Because I was saying before you came in, Luke, that Ciaran it does remind you of a hunger striker that ended up taking the food.
Do you think like the other Sinn Féin folks are like, you're looking pretty beefy there, Ciaran, and you're like, I don't know. It's like your blanket's looking pretty clean. You getting laundry done behind the scenes, are you?
The rest of the Republicans, they got to do dirty protest. Like, no, you're going on hunger strike, lad.
There's no dirty protest with IBS sufferers.
Oh,
was it?
Jesus.
I wanted to talk about today, and I don't know if you guys would agree with me or disagree with me, is that I must give my hands up to Belfast for the amount of events that have been on this summer. I recently, last week, I went to Noah Khan at Belfast Vital. I've been to Belsonic and stuff a couple of times. I find it really difficult sometimes as a performer to go to events like music gigs or stuff like that, because I'm always like, when you're used to like turning up at gigs and stuff like that, you know, you can maybe sneak in the back door or whatever, like, you know, kind of, and then you turn up and you're like, okay, there's queues. Oh,
having
you're
to
not
pay.
used to, and normally I would miss a lot of concerts because I would be working and stuff like that. But I must hand it to Belfast. It's my first proper summer where I actually have gone out and experienced live gigs. Did you guys do anything this summer? Have you gone to any festivals? Did you go to any music away
went
from
to
comedy?
Liam
Did you
Gallagher.
completely do anything?
Liam Gallagher?
Liam Gallagher, yeah, I went to
Right,
on
so
Friday.
what was Liam Gallagher like? Because I'll tell you this. First ever big concert I ever went to, Oasis, 1996 at Páirc Uí Chaoimh in Cork. One of the best nights of my life. Second time I saw Oasis, 2004, 2005, 2006, something like that. Manchester City Stadium, one of the worst nights of my life. Someone threw a cup of piss and it landed on me.
Wow. Hey,
Jesus,
fair,
yeah, fucking...
I mean, well, they weren't aiming for you.
Yeah.
Landed on my shoulder, all went down my side.
What do you think the intention is there whenever they throw the
They
piss?
don't want to go to the toilet.
That's
the
that's pretty
intention.
clear.
And they're like,
And I'm taking it.
yeah, they're not doing
I'm
a Jackson
taking it.
Pollock, are they? But, like,
How was Liam Gallagher?
In between worst concert and best concert, somewhere in the middle, it was...
So what was the bad thing about it?
Like, the sound I thought was pretty bad, like, but
Right.
apparently...
Heard that?
Yeah, Noah Khan everyone said Noah Khan was unbelievable on Saturday.
He was, yeah.
And also just having to pay $7.50 a pint or something was
£7
just
for tenants.
Yeah, for tenants as well. Darren Matthews said, Protestant harp. I'm sitting going, and then, you know what, and it's just me being pernickety. You know, you're walking through a crowd and a wee bit of it spills on you because someone walks in front of you. Just ruins my night when I get a bit of harp or tenants.
Bit kind of like annoys you, like.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there going, and then someone's bumping into you or trying to push past you. So even if your favourite song's on, someone's pushing past you and you can't just stand still and enjoy it, like.
And a bit of drink spills out and you're like, well, there goes 85p.
right.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to make someone pay for your pint? I've had somebody do that with me.
Because they knocked it over.
Because I knocked it over, and they've followed. It was St. Paddy's night, so I was just sort of like, we're all spilling pints today. But she,
Yeah.
she followed me all the way about the bar, and then she followed me outside of the bar, and I'm like, it's not happening. If it didn't happen in there, it's not happening now. And sometimes I still think she's behind me. Sometimes whenever I hear something in the house, I think I'm just going to turn around and see fucking Clodagh or somebody. She looks like a Clodagh to me.
And here she is. Just been walking now.
Just walking around with our massive dildo in our hand.
I heard there's rimming going on here.
So, what was the crowd like at Liam Gallagher?
There was a load of old guys who should have cut the mud cut about 20 years ago. Like, if I look like
clinging on, aren't they? They're clinging
if I
on.
look like a Republican hanging on to that, they're hanging on to the Deflin Maybe album.
Some might say, mate. Some might say.
There's a guy I worked with in House of Fraser, and he's had that haircut now for 10 years, and kind of like, that's a life cut. Like,
That's a life
Yeah.
choice.
they'll be burying him with a fucking mud cut in his hands behind his back, like Liam Gallagher going into the coffin.
One thing I will say about Belfast Vital that I did enjoy was I liked the way they did the bar system. You go up
Yeah.
one side and it moved quite quickly. There was
straight
none of
down.
this chaos,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because I've come up with a theory. Not a theory. Things that kind of like we need to deal with better. So do you know, for example, when you go to a pub, right, and you walk in and the bar's a little bit busy, but as you go to the bar, say there's two people at the bar. So say both of you are at the bar ahead of me and you're both waiting to be served. You don't know each other. You're standing there, Ciaran, and Luke, you're standing there, and I just walk up into the middle, and the bar person looks up, sees three people, but he or she doesn't know who's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go, who's next? I've often been out and the person that arrives last has gone, oh, I'll have 2 pints of Guinness. But they know they're not fucking next.
Yeah.
Because Ciaran was there and Luke was there. No, only
you speak
one
up?
of you know who's next, because whoever went up first had to be joined.
Yeah.
So if Luke, you went up first, then Ciaran came, then I came.
Yeah.
So it's actually Luke is next, right? But when I go up, I go, if they look at me first, I go, oh, it's not me, it's one of these two people. Or if it's just one person, I go, oh, it's Luke
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, thank you, 2 pints of Heineken or whatever it is, right? That's the etiquette, right? I did it one night, right? I was out one night and I got up to the bar and there was a guy in front of me, right? There was a guy in front of me and I knew he was obviously next. So bar person comes over and went, who's next? And I went, oh, this gentleman here. And the gentleman just looked at me and went, oh, cheers, buddy. And I went, no worries. And he turned around and he went, yeah, can I get 6 double espressos? And I
Fuck that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
that's going to take
30
15
Guinnesses,
minutes.
please. Yeah.
I was just like, going, man, I'm going to get in a pint.
Yeah.
So sometimes being nice,
Yeah.
like I would go, like, I know they're next, but what are you getting?
Yeah, that's, yeah.
You got to speak up for people sometimes.
You know the way, like
you know?
some people, like they go, like, oh yeah, thanks very much. Hi, whoever orders a cocktail after 11 o'clock should have their DLA cancelled, or they should. Why are you ordering cocktails after 11? I just want a bottle of beer, and you're going, I'll have 2 martinis. You know, like it's like these things take so long.
Yeah.
See, I'm fond of an old cocktail, but I'm fond of an old cocktail, like, as well.
Yeah, but like do it at 6 in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be doing it when the place is busy,
When are you drinking
like.
these? When are you
Yeah,
drinking
yeah.
these? I just pictured you at 11 a.m. They're just like
On
trying to get a
job
pint.
seekers at the minute.
Oh, I better have these before Andrew turns up. You get furious with the length of time it takes to make them.
If I saw you at the other end of the bar and I had a list of cocktails, I go, 6 Heineken, please.
So like, but yeah, Belfast Vital, I must admit, I did enjoy it. I'll be honest with you, it's a great. I really enjoyed Noah Khan. I thought Noah Khan was great, but I felt a bit old. They were young, like.
Yeah. There's people they do hop.
There was
the
a
fence,
couple
like,
of 17, 18-year-olds,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Jeez, will you put some clothes on?" Like,
Yeah.
no, I
know,
wasn't staring, but my point, they were walking past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not,
Like-
I just wanted.
The minute you hit 28, you start going, God, they look cold. You know, before.
Oh no, I wasn't like no, like I wasn't like being like that, but I was just like, "Oh Jesus Christ, Noah Khan has quite a young crowd." Fair play to him.
Yeah. I saw Deadmau5 a million years ago, and it was like that as well. And I was like, God, this is the first time I felt tall in about 30 years. you know?
Really?
Yeah, and I'm 33, so that's a long old time. But yeah, they were very, very young fan base. A lot of boken, a lot of there was great gnashing of teeth, as they
Yeah.
say in the old Bible.
You do notice at these concerts when the lads from Port Rush are in the brown shoes, the blue jeans,
Hitting the deaf all the way down.
polos.
the gilet, and they're all standing there. All you hear, well, right, hell, and one of them's driving back with
Yeah.
8 in the back of the car.
Yeah,
You
8
know,
of them are
that kind of
surfing back somehow.
He's also having 8 pints.
So they're all, so I remember there was a video going around years ago. You're in Port Rush when, and it just sees all the brown shoes and the blue jeans.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the wee jackets and all as well.
The wee and the checkered shirt.
Do you know that's how Rory McSorley lost all the weight? He says through jiving, because you know way he sort of went through all those years of sort of weird minor. I mean, he's still going through those years of weird minor celebrity. I don't know if he'd hate me saying that. I don't know him that well, but sure, who fuck cares? But he was in the Belfast Telegraph saying, "Oh, I lost all this weight," and he said it was just through the jiving alone, because you sweat that much. Don't they have like coat racks and all where you bring in like 4 extra shirts to a jive just to change because you sweat through them that much?
Can I just say, jiving isn't in Cork?
Is it not?
No, this is a completely. I've heard of. I think jiving is more up the north-ish.
I don't even know what the dance
Still a
is.
bit down south, but I think it's very country, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Would you have jived, Ciaran?
My granny would have tried to get me to Hugo Duncan with her in the kitchen. Like, she saw an Irish dancing prodigy, but I just didn't go for it. Like,
The pints got to you. Never drinking
The
jive.
drums, the pints and the drums.
the 5-piece fries, and then she was like,
Fair play to you.
I remember specifically one day in my granny's kitchen, she's like, tell my auntie what her mum used to do to her. She's like, see, when I was acting bold, she would have rolled the tea tail up and done this and goes, watch. He goes, Ciaran, come here. I walked into the room and just whoosh, in the middle of the kitchen, and I was like, what the fuck was that
Fucking
about?
12 years a slave. I've been to some of them jives actually, because I used to do support work for adults with learning difficulties, and one of them was really into one specific country singer called John McNichol, who was lovely as well. Great, nice boy to his fans, and he would do the Ramble In every 6 months, and we'd go there and stay out way past her bedtime and all. But there it doesn't seem to be like jiving as a specific dance so much as it is moving around. It's more the noise that you make when you do it. It's like you sort of do a kind of Wim Hof thing. You're just doing a very ordinary dance, but you're going yip. You know, you do a wee, but there's other stuff as well. I don't know the other ones, but
Skiddly eyes.
there's the skiddly eyes. You got to get your skiddly eyes, you know.
What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is like massive. Hugo Duncan, like,
It's
this is
huge.
his fan base, Nathan Carter.
It's huge, man. Wait, where's the most western point where you would do a tour date, Andrew?
Mayo, Galway.
Mayo? No, sorry, in the north. I mean, I forgot about
Derry.
Yeah, see, like there's a whole big chunk of Ireland that we all just miss, but I feel like that's the key into them, you know.
They don't want to be found. They're too busy jiving, like.
Yeah, that's true. They're done.
Wow. I've seen it on the, but I've seen it obviously on clips and people driving stuff, but I imagine it's a great place for single people.
I think that is where people meet their wives and all. Like that's
Yeah.
where
Is
they're-
that is it classed as a barn
Yeah.
dance?
There was sort of but it's more like in a bar, but there's a barn vibe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I feel like I'm being racist to culties right now.
Yeah, we are completely outnumbered by culties, like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, and it is massive. Like, have you ever been to the Balmoral show or
Oh god.
the National Playing Championships?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, there's some great clips of the National Playing
The National
Championships.
Playing
And a
Championships.
riding down there.
They're like the National Playing Championships in Ireland is like one of the
Glastonbury.
biggest. It is like
The,
Glastonbury.
farmers.
the Devonish. Sorry, that's too easy. No, it's too
It's
easy.
one of the biggest like public gatherings, like events in Europe. I think
Wow, that wouldn't surprise me.
I went it for work one time, and there was like 100,000 people.
And he came back pregnant.
Body warmers as far as the eye can see. Like,
Well, how much turf have you got home? Oi!
There was like an O'Neill's land. You know, like the way in
full stall.
in Disneyland, you have like different
yeah.
parks.
Yeah.
So there was just a whole part that was O'Neill's.
Could you imagine Tinder that week?
Oh,
Jesus.
I would
If
be
it's not
burning
red,
up.
keep her in the shed,
It'd be
bye.
burning up. Do you know what? I'd be more interested in the grinder vibes there, because now, like, you know, whenever they say like the Republican convention in America, when all the Republicans there, whenever they have a convention, grinder explodes because there's a lot of closeted homosexuality there, and I'm like, I wonder what because I don't think there's closeted homosexuality in culture areas. I don't think there's a meanness there, but I'd like to see what it looks like. What are the
intriguing.
what's that?
Somebody should do a study.
Yeah, I'd like to see what it's like. What
Game
are the-
behind the scenes.
one behind my tractor, boy.
My diff all night. I don't know what a diff is.
That's
but-
it. So what's the diff? The diff is spin the diff, is it?
That must mean like a
Hit the
differential.
Hit the diff.
My brother
Yeah.
produced for his final year student film. They produced a film on diffing.
What's diffing?
Like, so when you get in your car and you drive around and basically burn your tires into the ground to make a
Oh.
Oh,
circle.
Jesus.
But the opening quote is, a soldier when he dies gets a round of shots, a differ gets a fucking hole tarmacked into the ground.
That's like a memorial donut.
Also, like when I was growing up, people would do that in like their souped up cars. And
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's what it is.
But it's called diffing up here.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's just a name. It's just a name. It's just the name is different.
Well, in the country it'd be different, and then in the town it'd be just Joyriding.
Joyriding, yeah. That's the kind of...
They have like tractor pickup lines because they tried to do one of them like made in Chelsea style shows.
Yes.
In what was it called? They had a weird,
Keeping Our Country.
No, it was. There's no place like Tyrone. That's what it was. No place like Tyrone. Yeah.
Imagine the Housewives of Tyrone. And do you know, like in the Housewives, they always have an intro where they go like,
oh yeah,
you go like,
I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, I'm not here to make friends.
Sheep.
I'm here to make money, and it's Cassandra. And then it's like you have stuff like, you may want to put me down, but you can't keep me down. It's like, if it was in like Tyrone, it'd be like. It'd just be like fucking like, I'm here for the day now. I'm here for the day.
Maeve,
put the spuds on, will ya?
Keep him.
Sure, I've nothing better to do.
Here's Maeve and her 7 kids.
the Real Housewives of the Rebel County.
Oh yeah, I think we should have a Real Housewives in Ireland or something, or some sort of a show like that.
Yeah, there should be.
They used to do one in Dublin called California.
California. That's fun.
But I don't know why. I think the reason why it doesn't work here is people just be mortified.
Yeah. People don't like hearing their own accent.
It's too small as well. You'd see someone like, you're the guy from the show, and
like people would just be tearing into them. Like, look at who do they think they are? I went to school with her. She only got 320 and leaving.
Yeah,
look at her driving around in her fucking higher purchased Jag car, thinking she's all this and all that. Well, we all know her husband's texting someone else.
Somebody would be up for doing it. There would be a group of people.
Do you know, I would do married if I wasn't getting married next year. I would do Married at First Sight.
I think Paddy would do it. I think Paddy would do like a real people in Northern Ireland thing as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I could see there's a load of North Down people that are self-absorbed enough that would
chatting about themselves out there.
Yeah, I would do Married at First Sight. You know, the Married at First Sight. And if walking down the aisle and you turn around, the cameras are on you. It's your first time meeting your wife. It's the 6 weeks experiment or whatever. I turn around and I just go, nah. just walk out. Nah, I'm off. I'm gigging tonight. See you later. No, I'm not done. You got to stay and invest. No, she's cross-eyed. I'm not doing it.
I was terrible. I was terrible for the opposite of that when I was dating. I'd know didn't fancy someone from the first date, and I'd be like, sure, give him another chance. Sure, you'd appreciate another chance if you were them. And then like a month would pass, and then they'd be talking about getting serious, and I'd be like, I was just on my way out, but
Are you your relationship? Are you married or?
Oh yeah, basically married. I've been going with Ciaran now for 7 years. So,
oh wow,
I know the implicit question there. Yeah,
you're not engaged.
No, I'm getting around to it.
What were you, Ciaran? Have you got a relationship?
Single at the minute, Sam. So I don't say at the minute as if there's something coming around the pipeline. I'm going to the Balmoral show next week, so
just walk around going
ready to
on
fly.
Grindr, one phone Tinder on the other.
I'll give it all a go.
Beggars can't be choosers, you know.
But if I have to, I'll choose to beg for it.
Oh yeah.
I find that dating apps like Hinge is probably the easiest to use, like because you can actually send a comment or you can have an opening line and send it to someone. While Tinder's just like swipe.
Well, I think Tinder's kind of gone.
Yeah, it's done.
Tinder's like the MySpace of the dating apps.
It's
gone
all bots now. There's no first round advantage anymore. You know.
I once many years ago, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe about that time, I was in Dubai doing some shows, and I downloaded Tinder, and I went on a date with a Russian girl for a coffee, like in the afternoon, and I was there for like 6 days. So you have enough time to kind of like match with someone, talk to them for a day or two, and then arrange a coffee. And met in a shopping mall, one of the shopping malls. And I remember telling one of the
years old.
I remember telling one of the other comedians, like, listen, I'm going on a date with a Russian there. This is before the war now, by the way. So like, I'm going on a date with a Russian there, like Slavlenka or something like that, right? And turned up and met her now. She was way out of my league. Like I'm banging out. I'm 5 out of 10. I'm pushing 5 out of 10, right? She was like 8, 9 out of 10. And she was like, so what do you do? And I was like, comedian. Our lives just did not.
It
ended up having a coffee and then going for a walk around Ted Baker. And in the back of my head I was like, I ain't fucking buying renting. Never saw or heard from her ever again. She was equally as disappointed with me as I was
Oh, even just
For
the
myself.
the culture is so strange there as well. You know, I my friend, she's Russian, and she's very like traditionally attractive, which is the horniest thing I'll say about somebody else when I'm in a 7-year relationship. We'll go, oh, she's very traditionally attractive, or she's very confident.
She wouldn't be
isn't she?
modern attractive. She's traditionally attractive.
Yeah, whereas me,
I'm more into the modern type of attractiveness myself.
Oh, I don't like a woman now that's fully dressed because that's traditional.
Do you know, like, you know, sometimes as well, whenever a woman is talking about how good looking a man is, I'll go, oh, he's very attractive in an obvious way, you know, implying, of course, that I'm attractive in a very subtle way. That's what it is. I've chosen to hide my beauty in layers. That's what it is. But no, my friend, she's Russian, and she has all these very, like, she's very, you know, she's very traditionally good looking, and she's got all these very odd values as well, where she's just constantly
Invasive countries and that.
yeah. Tell you what, my Ukrainian friend there never got on. I could never figure out why. Yeah. Don't even get me started on her. What was the other one? Fuck, I forgot the Crimean. Fucked it. Anyway, but she was just constantly dunking on herself. She's like, oh, no one will ever love me because I'm not a model. And it's like, have you ever spoken to a man? She was like, no. You know, she was like, go on Tinder, but like just sort of go.
Just change her name to Anya.
She was like, I once went on date with Irish guy and Ted Baker.
Much discussed.
He put me up Irish for life.
Kieran, are you on apps?
I'm on
dating apps. Which ones are you on?
I'm on Hinge mainly because
Have you been going on dates?
yeah, I went on to be fair as well. I went on a date with someone from Spain, and I used Franco.
Did you go
as a
between 12
stage
and 3?
name.
Were they tired?
Yeah. Went for a nap.
Went for a nap halfway through the day.
But obviously, I used the stage name Franco, which is my middle name. But she was like, when I told her, oh, it's not actually my real name, she's like, why would you pick that? Because she was Catalonian, and she was like, why would you pick that?
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Franco.
yeah.
Yeah.
When-
Jesus.
Because they hate Franco.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Then I went to the bar, came down with 2 Madries, and she was like, fuming because Madri isn't even a proper
They just
Spanish
opened my
beer.
jacket, had a Real Madrid top on.
You should have seen him on a date with a German girl, and he chose.
What do you think of the
Ciaran-
Spanish? They're very emotional people.
Oh, like, well, that's why, like, me just saying, like, she was like, well, who would be your favourite Spanish team? And I was like, I suppose honesty is the best policy. I was like, Real Madrid. And I just see the eyebrows lock. I was like, I'm going to get my head kicked in here.
So she's Catalonian, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
right, okay.
but, and then we were doing this gig, and my friend Ronan Linsky, I invited her to a gig, and he was headlining. And she came along to see me as well, and he went, not the first time a guy called Franco's got a load of Catalonians into a small room. I was like, lad. She just looked at me and was like, why am I being brought into this set?
That's funny though.
Yeah.
Like, that is funny.
I might be wrong, Kieran, but I think last time you were on Cork and on Orf, you were going on a date afterwards.
He's going on a date on Friday.
Yeah.
Kieran, I've got a feeling you're the problem.
Yeah.
You're going on all these dates over a number of years. You can't hold down a girlfriend. I have a feeling you could be the problem.
Oh, so, you know what it was actually? It was after the Doyen.
Oh, it was at the down. That's
Yeah.
what it was. You were on a date.
And that didn't go well. So that probably was the problem.
Dating nightmares are great crack.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I'm an engaged man to lovely Julie.
Can't even say it without joking.
Yeah.
She's one of us myself in. But anyway, I'm engaged. So delighted with that. Absolutely delighted with that. My choice, my life, my choice, my body, my choice. Well, I don't miss dating.
Yeah.
The fuck. So, how many brothers and sisters have you got?
Yeah.
What did you do in college? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your credit rating?
I remember I went on I was trying to get someone to go on a fair date with me because I was like, my ma would just love her. Like my ma would think she's class. So I was
Bring her
like,
up to your man. Fuck
What
off
do you
out with the
think,
lads.
though? Yeah.
I thought they were quite boring, but I was like, but she's like, you know, steady job, like
Maybe she should date your
Catholic.
mum, you know?
Yeah. There's this story about, I remember I've told this on a few podcasts where I was really fancied someone I work with and finally got her to go on a date
Does
with
Aaron
me.
Butler know?
Yes, I think, yeah. And we met at the Balmoral show, and but got her to go on the date, and the whole day I was racking my head. And out of bad anxiety, we were in the taxi on the way to the date. I went, could you just pull over a second? Got out and bulked behind the taxi out of nerves and got back in and went, just continue on to the date, please. And she was like, what the fuck? Never got a second date. She never done a shift with me again.
Serious?
Out of pure
Way.
awkwardness. Like,
Oh, but
So
that's
bad.
things like that.
yeah, that was just pure out of liking. She thought I'd showed up to the date like, not steaming or whatever, but I was just so nervous for the date. And then,
If she'd done that to you, you'd have been like, this girl's a legend.
yeah, she's into me. But yeah.
That's absolutely mad. Yeah, but the culture is changing in a lot of ways, in a lot of things, like especially with dating now and stuff like that. I often see, you ever scroll through TikTok and you see stuff like, you know, where are all the good men? And then I remember somebody doing a Stitch video with it, and this guy was like, you broke up with them because they were too nice. Now you're 50 alone. You broke up with them, you know, like that kind of thing, like, you know.
I meant, sorry.
No, go on.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you today. I'm all hyped up. I went on a third date with someone once, and her boyfriend answered her front door when we got back to her house, and and she was very quickly like, "Look, this is Robert, my boyfriend," and I went, "Huh, okay," and he was like, "Oh, are you Hannah's friend?" I was like, yeah, sure, I," because I still thought I had a chance. So I went into the house and just we sat down. We had a perfectly lovely chat, and things started to get very tense. And then I fought him in the streets. And
are you serious?
Yeah, we're wrestling over my phone because I was trying to call the police because he was getting a bit heavy now with her. But and then
I love how you've just given their names out as well.
I did not change their names.
Hannah, how are you? Hope you're safe.
And this is in the new lodge too. So, what
was the address? What was the
I can give her blood type if you want.
Their Instagram handle up there as well. If you know what.
2 photos of them.
2 photos of them. Like,
approximately what time did this happen?
And the police arrived, and it was 1 a.m, and I was holding a bottle as well, and which I hadn't had the guts to smash, but I was waving it about anyway, and they were like,
and this was just a friendly date.
I kept seeing her for a while after too, because I thought, well, this is at least interesting. And,
are you serious?
Oh yeah, but I was. Do you know when you're 21 and you do things you know are stupid because you go, sure, I'll make a good story, and then you go, oh, actually, it's quite a tragic story. It's quite sad, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that was quite a long time ago.
Oh yeah. She's grand now. She's got kids.
I've had some absolute nightmares on dates. Like, just met one girl I went on a date with. She was a dental hygienist. She was stunning, Indian girl, and we went on a date. I thought it was really good. I thought she was really pretty. We're getting on really well. And then she sent me a message that night saying my arms weren't big enough.
Whoa, that's extremely specific.
So she said, like, I needed to do more work on my arms, like lift more weights on my arms.
Arm day every day then?
Was she going to continue seeing you?
I think I know what happened here.
What?
I think Andrew actually went to a PT session. And
yeah, like her critique was like, your arms are not big enough for me.
Right. You left in a pint. She was going, that's not for me.
Yeah. I went on a date with a New Zealand farmer,
right,
who was too tall for me.
Did you tell her?
No, but she was like massively tall, which, you know, she's like, I get this all the time. I was like, it's okay, cool. But yeah, just you know, when you kind of go on a date with someone, she's like, oh, I'm really hungry, I'd love to get some food, or I can't remember what I was like, well, we didn't arrange food.
Yes. I budgeted for tonight.
So now we have to like go to a different venue or something. I can't really remember the full detail of it, but. And then she was like, well, what are you getting? I'm like, oh, I'll fucking get something now because otherwise I'm going to be an arse. I'll just get a starter. And then I had to pay the fucking bill. And I was just like, I'm not mentally prepared for this. I didn't prepare for this.
And then afterwards, she's like, we need to get some protein in you for them arms.
yeah, you know what I mean? Can I just say, have you ever noticed something that's happening that's changing inside? And I think it's maybe more Ciaran's generation, maybe than mine, but like, let's say, but is that the hipsters that work in the coffee shops using words that we shouldn't be using? So I walked into a coffee shop recently and I was like, hey, how's it going? He was like, hey, how you vibing today?
Oh, you've got a good energy, bro.
I went, fuck off. Fuck off.
I don't like
it. I went into one in Dublin. I swear to God. Julie was with me and I walked in and there was 2 people in front of us. And I don't know if you guys are noticing it or is it just me, but I walk in and this guy, he got the apron on. He's obviously a barista. It's his own business. Fair play to him. And there was 2 people in front of us. And he was annoying me before I got in. Right?
Smell?
So I walked in and all I could hear was, yeah, and you can totally soak up the sun today. He was doing all this like, and he was like pouring the coffee and he was doing this look. he was like an artist.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's healthy and safety.
I was like, okay, fair enough. You know, fair enough. This guy's a creative. You know,
sure.
Fair enough with his fine art degree, right, or whatever he's doing. And it was taking ages because he was talking to everyone. And I was like, mate, come on.
Yeah.
You know? And then I got up anyway. I was only getting a bottle of water, 2 bottles of water, man. Just 2 bottles of water. And he goes, okay, I won't ask for a tip on this one. Okay, guy? And I just went, what, you won't ask for a tip of money? Like, I should be grateful. Like, I'm just buying some fucking water.
Yeah.
And then Julie was like, actually have a latte, and I'll have a latte. And then he was like, do you want the Brazilian beans? Do you want the Argentinian beans? And Julie was like, yes, whatever the house beans are, whatever. Like. and then he was like going, okay, and how do you want me to do you want the milk semi-skimmed for? And I was going, just give us a fucking latte, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, just give us a latte. And then he's like, so plans for today, guys? And I was like, oh, we're just going into shopping. Oh, shopping is like such the Saturday thing, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, it is, yeah. So where are you guys from? I'm like, make the fucking coffee. Yeah. Just make the fucking
Stop
coffee.
making conversation, make coffee.
Yeah.
And there's a big queue behind me. And I know he's trying to be friendly. And I get this. But at one point, he picked up the beans. You know, the way they get the beans and they pour it into the coffee machine.
Yeah.
He picked up the coffee beans and then he just flipped it in his hand. So he was like this going, yeah. He picks up the coffee beans. He's like, yeah.
It's not
And I'm like,
cocktail,
just
mate.
pick the fucking thing up and pour it in. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what are you? You're not fucking in the circus, like.
Yeah, that's...
It's like, you've got negative riz, bro.
do you know what I hate about that as well?
Just trying a bit too hard.
Yeah, and the banter, like, see if they banter with you, it's all good, and then if you banter back, they have nothing to say. Yeah. Like, if they're joking with you and then you joke back, they just go, like as if the start of two.
I've started, like, if you come in, you go, hi, how's it going? Hey, how are you? Yeah, can I get a latte? Good. How you getting on today? Yeah, not so bad. All good.
Yeah.
Really good. Busy? Yeah, busy enough. That's perfect.
Yeah,
have a little
sure.
bit of a chat. I've started a habit now to go, hey, how are you today? And I go, I'm absolutely awful. It's one of the worst days of my life. And I actually don't know if I'm going to get through today. But full fat milk. Do you know what? So I've started, like, for the crack.
Yeah.
People say, hey, how are you? Really awful. And just leave the silence after the awful.
Do you mean you just tell the truth, or do you always say really awful?
No, I'm starting to say it now just to see what their reaction is.
Yeah. Well, like, here's I went
wife's
into
died.
one, like an independent one the other day, and they went, would you like to try our Brazilian beans? And I went, I go ahead. And it was an extra, I know it's only an extra 60p, but like, if they're saying, would you like to try? Surely that's
a wee trap,
that's
isn't
entrapment.
it?
There,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's entrapment, isn't
yeah.
it?
It's like whenever you go to the
60p of entrapment.
Well, there's different levels of entrapment.
yeah.
Yeah.
That 60p could have gone on a packet of chewing gum or something.
I get that with bars, right?
Yeah.
No C playing in bars. Tell me what you guys think of this, right?
I'm already angry.
Yeah.
I'm already angry about it.
If you're playing in a venue, you're doing a gig, right? Someone comes up to you, as you're setting up or you're starting, and they say, "Hi, how's it going? Would you like a drink?" And you go, "Oh yeah, I'd like a drink. Could I get a Carlsberg, please?" And they go away, come back with the Carlsberg, go away again, and come back with a card machine.
Oh,
Right.
oh.
Thoughts?
Yeah, don't like
Well,
it.
thoughts, feelings, reactions. Instantly, stop playing, move country.
Burn the place to the ground.
Yeah, I find that quite odd.
See if I want the drink, I'll go up and get one in the bar. I don't mind paying. If I'm playing somewhere,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
The staff
paying.
member, this is a staff member.
This is a staff member comes up and says,
Which pubs do you play regularly?
No more gigs in the Doyen after this.
No, the staff in the Doyen are brilliant. And
The Doyen is great.
If you go in there
Actually,
Wednesday to Saturday, you get 25% off your food if you use the code Cork25.
sorry, I love that you have the offers and all.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's great.
"It's the Heart Bar."
The main problem with that story.
Or as I call it, Little England.
I had a full conversation in the Heart Bar with who I thought was Peter Robinson, and then whenever I got the photo developed of the selfie I took, turned out to be some guy.
Jimmy Savile. Who's Jimmy Savile in the end?
You were a great first minister.
No, I wasn't saying that now.
Yeah. We're in toilets in here.
Where's the chair in the corner of the room for you, Peter? Sorry, cock joke there. But never mind.
What happened to him?
Just disappeared off the face of the earth, like.
Big sleep.
Was he done for stuff?
I used to serve his
Big
wife a lot in House of Fraser. I used to serve his wife.
Did you serve her?
Just walking around going,
Yeah.
I just finished with the Spanish one, I'm here now.
Yeah. In House of Fraser, Christmas, she would always come in and buy like loads of Christmas, like trees and
Loads
stuff.
of very small fitting t-shirts.
Cooking utensils for the bakery opened or whatever.
Lots of pick and mix in bags. I noticed, lots of pick and mix.
So what can I, just going off topic, Peter Robinson used to be the First Minister.
Yeah.
Was he Ulster Unionist or DUP?
DUP.
And there was a scandal. Very
Yes.
quickly, I don't want to go over politics, but what did he do?
His wife was sleeping with like a much younger man. And
18.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Take me away. Lock me up.
But I think she got money so he could open a bakery or something.
So she was like
the
sort
cafe.
of, I think, allegedly, I think it was all she was laundering money
This
or
was
something.
all. Is this allegedly?
Allegedly, because I don't know.
Allegedly, so his wife was having an affair with somebody, and allegedly having the affair, and then allegedly he opened a bakery with money that came allegedly from government funds.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it was her.
Lockkeeper's Cottage.
What was the bakery called? Dine and Dip.
It's called 18 plus
Teabagging.
only. Yeah.
What was it called?
The Lockkeeper's Cottage. It's on. It's off Shaw's Bridge. Should I be saying that?
Are they sponsoring the podcast?
I think it is. Actually. Yeah, they probably would. If you know.
Cork 25.
Oh well, listen. Can I just say, if it's a business and it's someone running, fucking by all whatever. Like, I mean, I don't know the story, so look, I'm not here to offend anyone, but I will Google it after the podcast.
Do you think
We'll all go for a sausage roll.
There was-
Is Peter Robinson's wife with the man now?
No, she's back with him.
So-
Do you know what? Sorry.
I think it was her mate's mate died, and it was his son, so she went over to comfort him, and she gave him the full comfort experience.
Do you think it was a 50-year-old bloke with an 18-year-old girl? I don't think there would have been as much fuss. I think there would have been like, oh, here, cheeky boy. He's smacking the arse and send him on your way. But he wrote a book lately. He wrote a book of political insults, which I think tells you the vibe he's carrying now.
Peter Robinson did?
Yeah, just
Or
recently.
or the baker.
So is him and his wife still together?
Yeah, still together apparently, but very quiet.
Because I used to serve there and carried a Christmas tree with my wee arms down to her car in House Fraser when we were working there, and she didn't tip me.
Oh, here.
What was she like? Was she nice?
She just went, yeah, she said on until she found out my name was Ciaran.
Oh really? Oh yeah. What's your name?
Ciaran with a fella.
John Smith. Oh, she wasn't like that at all.
No, she was lovely.
dead on.
But, lovely until,
Yeah.
And then someone that was Irish Robinson, I went, ooh.
Wow.
You just weren't your type, I guess.
Yeah, I was kind of, what am I doing wrong? It was like,
He started acting like the fucking barista down in Dublin.
Yeah, you started showing some cleavage.
it's like, I'm trying to open a cafe soon.
Hey, I know a blind parking spot on any car park we can go and visit.
My brother met him at a barbecue, actually, your man, and said, all he had to say was he was very shy. That's all. Kirk McCampbell, he was called.
I wonder what it must be strange, when you're like a retired politician, because you're used to, I suppose, power is a very addictive thing, isn't it? And these, like, you take like Paisley Jr. now, he lost his seat there a few months ago. I wonder what he's doing now. You know what he's going to do? Probably like business consultancy and might run as an MLA or something. I mean, I don't know how it works, but
Big
like,
holidays.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it must be kind of like a weird sort of like, oh, that's me done now.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of. So it must be tough for. I'm not saying. I'm not feeling sorry for him. My point is, like, it must be. You're like a retired footballer, isn't it? Like, you're out of the game.
Yeah. I think of David Cameron when you say that, because he
Loves the fags, and he's mad smoker, isn't he?
Just sitting smoking in his garden, building a shed the rest of his life, you know.
He had one of the worst things ever where his favourite band came out and said, don't listen to us. The Smiths came out.
The Smiths come out and say, yeah, we don't want you to even listen to us.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Are you guys interested in, what's going on in America?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you watch it at all, Luke?
I dip in and out. You know, I dip out when it's soul crushing, which I feel like that doesn't really show what side I am, because it seems to be soul crushing all around. Like, feels like there's people who get what they want every election and they still feel like shit. You know what I mean? But it's pretty messy.
I thought this is what I've started to. I turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
blocked
blame
it
you.
online. I'm blocking all the news channels that I used to follow. There's a rule in our house now: we're not allowed to watch the news in the house anymore.
See, Trump's new VP really looks like my dad. So I kind of
He does a bit. He does actually. No, you meant.
So watching him try and be funny and not get any laughs is like watching my dad try and be funny. So I get some sort of kick out of it.
Yeah. It's a strange one. Like, Theo Von had Donald Trump on his podcast.
Did he?
Did you see it? I highly recommend. Now, actually, kind of just talks to him just about normal stuff, like, oh, tell us about your kids and stuff. And like, there was parts of it where you go, Trump came across like quite genuine.
Yeah.
But then you just sit there and you go, even if he told me today was Tuesday, I still wouldn't believe him.
No, yeah, he's a big liar.
You know that kind of thing?
Would you have him on here?
Trump,
Yeah.
100% for of course I fucking would. I'd be like, so you were one of the most wonderful presidents of America. So tell me, Donald. I know a guy that worked for him.
Yeah.
In this golf course in Aberdeen. He worked for Donald Trump, and I played golf with him a couple of times. Scottish guy, really nice fella. And I said to him, what was it like working for Trump? This is like well before he was into politics. We're talking 2011, 12, like we're talking. And he said he was the best person he's ever worked for. Met him loads of times, worked with him loads of times, dealt with his kids quite a bit.
Aye.
It was Trump the Trump golf course, you know. He said he would come over a couple of times a year, and he would be around for like 3 or 4 days, you know, having all the meetings with the staff and management, and he drops in, does all the meetings, fucks off, plays golf, you know, has people in, sponsors, and the wine and dines them and all that. But he said he was he was a very good payer, paid very well, always paid above the odds, and he said he was very good if you were on his side.
Yeah, I think that's him to the core, isn't it?
If you show any form of disloyalty, he kills you.
Yeah,
110%, or he's gonna go through you, like.
Yeah. That's what I'm like with open micers in the pavilion. You know, say one word around me, I'll fucking crush you, man. I'll fucking crush you.
You go to chicken box in Derry, you're done.
So you could find the Maddens for life, boy.
Blacklist.
Have you, because you run the open mic down in the Pav on Mondays, Luke and Ciaran, I know you guys will, especially if you're doing open mics a bit, you see a lot of people pass through that want to start comedy, and then they just disappear. They tried a couple of gigs, they tried to get involved, and it's just, you must have come across some absolute weapons.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot more people who are good, and then they don't do it ever again, like, and that's more frustrating, I think, as well.
Yeah, that breaks my heart. People who are fucking amazing to start with, and then it's like I'm coming to them to give them spots, and I feel like
they're just not interested.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being desperate, you know. So yeah, that does break my heart. But yeah, there are some absolute characters. Obviously, I'll not name names. There's somebody actually who does open mics I'm trying to get housed at the moment. He's currently not housed, but
oh, serious? He's a homeless
comedian. Yeah.
What's happening?
A bit of family struggle from where he was living there, and he ended up in Belfast because he just says all his friends are here, and meaning comics basically. And then he's no phone, so the housing executive can't get in touch with him. But I know where he's going to be twice a week, which is the open mic. So I'm now the person.
So he comes down, does he?
Yeah.
And where is he sleeping?
I don't want to give it away. A graveyard, basically, and it's pretty grim.
And is there not surely the Simon community doing?
Nah, they're full up. But I'm calling them every day. Basically, that's what they've said. Just call.
I really like the fact that you're doing that. I didn't know that. No, and like, is he a good comic? Is he doing well? Like, that's irrelevant. The bloke needs somewhere to live. Like, but
he doesn't listen to podcasts. So I'll say he's
got a good 5.
He's a character. No, he's a character. He's a very intense comic.
But he's absolutely lovely, like, as well.
And he's lovely, and he's very autistic. And I diagnosed him. I mean, I'm not being a dick, but and sometimes his character's so intense that he kills.
Yeah.
And then, which, I don't think that helps him, because, sometimes he'll be like, I'm fucking amazing. And then it alters his idea of how well something's done, which I think is something I look for more even than skill or enthusiasm in the comic, is the ability to reflect on how well a gig's gone. Like if someone comes off stage and they're like, oh, that was shit, even though they've killed, or vice versa, usually vice versa.
They're coming off winking at you after dying.
Yeah, they're like, you can stick that in your pipe and smoke it, and it's like, stick that hour of silence in my pipe. But that's more important, I think, sometimes, rather than enthusiasm or skill. But he doesn't have that. That's what I'm saying. But
maybe hopefully he can get himself sorted out.
I think there's progress being made. I've got some ideas, some irons in the fire.
I like the fact that you've kind of decided, to help him there.
I think, something you see, and I'll stop being serious in a minute, but like, do you know, sometimes I think all of us have experience of this where, there is a system and it's designed to keep people safe and off the streets and healthy, and you can see when people are falling through the cracks. Like you sometimes you just are watching it, and it's like, maybe it's because, I'll not give too much about my friend, but like, a symptom of some of his neurodivergences, we'll say, is just a complete lack of patience. So he's saying to me like, don't bother with the housing executive, mate, they're bureaucracy. And then I'm calling the housing executive on his behalf. I'm in the queue, I'm waiting 5 minutes. It's a good queue, it tells you what position you're in, it's moving fast. In that 5 minutes, about 3 or 4 times, he's like, fuck, just hang up, they're taking too long. It's like a 5-minute call, and I'm like, this is what's keeping everything, like, this is what's having you fall through the cracks.
Is he not helping himself?
No, just not able. But you know what I mean? He shouldn't be working. Like, he should be put in somewhere, like a house. I mean, not like an institution. He's well enough to be in a house.
I hope he gets himself sorted.
Fingers crossed.
Simon community do good work as well.
They are great. They are great. They're just full up, but like they do say, call every day. It does happen, and then when they get him, like that's him for 2 years at least, and then that's him. We can get him on PIP from there and housing benefit, because he's not on that stuff for some reason. And then he'll be sweet. But you just need to get him an address to begin with.
You need that grounding, that start.
He
needs to start, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's kind of stuff annoys, because like, the weather's turning now, and like you kind of you kind of forget, like, when you're sitting at home and
Okay,
You know what I mean? You do forget, like when you sit
It does
at home,
make
you
you
go,
think of it a lot, you know.
fuck it, you know. Like I'm actually, there's a big sleep happening out at Stormont for the Simon community in
yeah, that's a
October.
good shout.
I actually met with them there about doing it and promoting it.
Nice.
On my socials and stuff like that, like, you know, people with extra blankets and stuff like that, because obviously Stormont's been down for a couple of years, and therefore obviously there's going to be a backlog and cost of living. I heard a statistic there saying there's 400 requests a day.
Wow, fucking hell.
That's wild.
For accommodation.
400.
And it's not people like you see walking down the street who are on drugs. These are people who genuinely are struggling day to day, evictions.
Yeah.
And these are people who, you know, they're 1 week away. They're, you know, if you think about it, like we're all 2 or 3 decisions away from
Yeah, like I mean,
2 or 3 bad decisions.
Yeah,
you know what I
this is
mean?
it.
Like,
This
you're
is
like,
it, yeah.
So even if you have a job and you've got good mental health, you're still, you know, you still have to keep working. You know, you still can fucking go wrong. Like.
Oh yeah, there but for the grace of God go I. I sometimes think that watching somebody down their hole on stage, I'm like, don't feel better than this person, you know. I could be that in 5 minutes.
yeah.
It must be like, do you kind of worry about the future, your future in terms of housing and stuff like that, with everything you hear and like the way people are struggling and stuff? Because, you know, you're a young comic, you're finding your way and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I do realize, like, because I left my job and then I came back to it, and I realized I'm really, really, like, they're great at my job, and especially for, like, if you need a day off for mental health and all, and I'm kind of like, I want to stick in this job because, like, I could say in 5 years' time I decided to leave and go and do stand-up. What happens if the gigs dry up? Like, August there, this is August, I mean, I'd done only a couple of gigs, and that was because, like, August is obviously when everything shuts down, but if I was relying on that as income, then what if you don't make the rent and then you're just feeling like...
And the landlord gets RC and just makes a decision, and then you've got to leave that, and then there's nowhere else available because the students have come back and they've swiped up everything.
It's like, as you say, it's 2 or 3 decisions away. Like, that's where, like, my current job now, they took me back, this is the 3rd time they take me back, and I'm like, I need to fucking show them that I'm going to stick it out as well.
Like an ex-girlfriend, then come back.
yeah. Just keep crawling back, like, because...
Slamming it around. I'm going to make live with the Apollo 2 weeks later. Yeah, I died on my arse of the pav. Come back in.
Because like walking in the other day after starting back, everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing back here?" And I went, you know,
the old comedy's not going as well as I thought.
yeah. See, when I give the finger to you, all leaving. Just forget about that.
There was a comic I saw last night in Madden's, and he had a bit of a struggler, right? And he walked off stage, and sometimes you don't quite know what to say because you don't know how they've taken it yet. And he goes up to me and he just whispers, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." That's great, man. Fair play to you, you know.
Do you ever remember the time, and it was like in Madden's, and it was a guy, and I don't think he's ever done comedy again, where he showed up and his whole set was just him going, "Okay, this first guy, he trained Luke Skywalker," and he just done a Yoda impression.
I know, okay, he's trying to gig again. But, he just did a really bad Yoda impression and all.
And then this next
weirdly
guy,
killing. People are like, "This is so weird."
This next guy, he loved running. They just done Forrest Gump. It was like impression after impression.
But there's something that absurd about that you would laugh at it.
Yeah, it was great.
The novelty of what he's doing would wear off after about 2 minutes.
Oh god, yeah, you couldn't do an hour of that.
But someone heckled him midway through,
yeah.
and he broke the impression. Went, "That's why I have the mic, not you, dickhead." Yeah. Back to being Forrest Gump.
Straight into put down mode, like.
Yeah. If he had done it as Forrest Gump, would have been even better.
I remember once doing a new act competition many years ago, and these 2 guys turned up, and they were like, I swear they'd taken ease, and they had like, you know, trackies, Deodora, all this kind of stuff, and they were there, bottle of Budweiser. It was like a lunchtime gig, bottle of Bud, and they were like, chew, like their jaw was going fucking mad. They're walking around, I'm a comedian. And they're always like, "You go, John." And it was just a weird thing. And then all the acts were going up doing their 5 minutes. That was very new, like, right? And he gets up anyway. "Please welcome next up on stage." Just pretend it was you, Ciaran. Goes, "Please welcome next up on stage, Ciaran Franco." And his buddy was with him going, "Yeah, go on, mate. Go on, mate. Go on, mate." And everyone's kind of looking, like, it's just the wrong energy.
Yes.
You know, right? So the guy goes up, grabs the microphone. He had like a Nike hat or something. Right. I'll tell you what's fucking wrong, right? And it just collapsed after about, I'd say, 45 seconds. And he just stopped and he dropped the mic and went, "I can't do it." he just walks out.
This is how it's perfect.
And he comes back and he's walking down and his mate's just standing there with another bottle of Bud.
Aye.
They have 2 bottles of Bud. And I'm at the back, because you know the comics stand at the back, right? Yeah. And I'm going, I actually thought he was going to go around and beat everyone up. Right? And I thought, like, I don't know what this was. And he's shouting, and then the guys, you fucking dickheads, mate, you're fucking dickheads. And they're grabbing their coats and they're leaving. And I was just standing like, Jesus Christ. and they walked out, and as they walked out, he kind of kicked the door open.
Fucking hell.
And the MC's back on stage, like dealing with it, like going, all right, I was giving up for Ciaran. I think it was his first gig. We got to give a lot of respect to everybody who comes up on stage. You know, we do a lot of respect for everybody that comes up on stage. And all I hear is, fuck his shit, mate. But he blamed everything. And it's like, you do not have the temperament for this.
Yes. No reflective capacity as well. He's blaming everyone else.
I remember he just walked out, but can you imagine he got up that morning and said to his mate, we're going to fucking, I'm a comedian, mate, because I'm funny in the pub. And he turns up and it's a completely different thing.
That's happened like a lot where like one of my friends was like, "Can my mate do a gig?" And yeah, no worries. He's the funniest guy you're ever gonna see, and it's like proper like Like I was fucking this girl last night. It's just him telling stories.
Oh no, you don't.
And you're like,
that's disgusting. Like,
it's just them showing off, and I'm like, no one wants to hear you talk about times you got your whole like.
You had somebody last week hop on because they'd lost a bet. There was like 2 people in Madden's there who they'd lost a fantasy football forfeit, and their mates had gone, right, you have to do stand up now. Yeah,
that's right. And one of them was absolutely steaming, and I don't think it just went. And the other one, all his bets are about shitting himself. And I was like, lad, you have a problem.
This guy's a legend.
You see, what they think is, shitting yourself is funny, but it's not.
Or it is once, maybe.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's just cringe.
Yeah, on its own. Yeah. He's not doing anything with it. Just
a lot of it was like,
well, shit myself last week. Go away.
Yeah.
And I was like going,
come on, the lads. Yeah.
Come on, the lads.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Go on, Dazza.
Yeah.
You fucking know me.
Real men shit their pants. Like, it's like,
and then at the end of it, he just puts the mic down and goes, it's good to talk.
Yeah. But obviously,
it's okay not to be okay.
Because the audience was like 15 of his mates, they thought it was the funniest thing ever, like killing himself. But he's not like that.
Yeah, but like
time.
they'll all film him and be on TikTok, but he will be like, oh man, you fair play to you for doing it and all this kind of stuff. Like it's, I don't know, fair play. I mean, but I think like the fact that you lose a bet and you have to do stand-up comedy. Can you imagine him turning up and say, my mate lost the bet, can he go on? Imagine that being like at a pro night. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
You actually serious?
Yeah.
You actually...
Because we have the sign-up option, it worked that way, and then he didn't actually get down on time, but we're not going to turn around and go to 15 of his mates. Nah, he didn't get down on time to sign up.
But when he finished the gig, did they all stay at the gig?
Oh yeah, no, we put him on last so that he stayed. So they stayed, basically. And then... but the only problem was they were just constantly getting up and going for pints, like, and
they didn't have the behaviour for it. Like.
Yeah. I used to do that as well when we had people who had mates there the same. I put them on last so that, like, you know, the mates stick around. But then I realised as well, it's like they're not really there for the rest of the night. So they're just, it's better having no audience members in those chairs than shit audience members in those chairs. So I'd like just get your mate on almost immediately so you can fuck off during the break or just settle after that, you know?
Yeah, that happened with one of the first gigs you gave me, like guys from school.
Yes.
Came and like I put up on Facebook,
wasn't
like
even on that as well.
Yeah, it was literally I put up on Facebook. I was like, I'm doing stand-up comedy for the third time tonight on Facebook. Went down and all these guys I went to school with were there, and I hadn't spoken to them about 3 years. And I'm like, we're here to support you, lad. And they were the worst audience members.
Yes,
people who think people know you, they go to your gig, they think it's okay to interrupt you.
It's like they're part of the act. They thought
they're not. It's the worst thing ever. If I have people that come to any of my shows to say you said at the back, you don't speak to me. Oh, you're going to take the piss out of me? No. Fuck off.
I don't want to talk to you. I'm working.
Hey, you should meet my mate Dave. He'll give you loads of material. No, he won't.
The MC wasn't being quite harsh enough on your mates, I thought, that night. So I was like, I'll hop on, I'll do a wee spot. I did 5 minutes where I was just dunking on them as well. I loved it. One of them was in the smoking area afterwards being like, I'm not coming in until he's done. I was like, it's better to be feared than respected sometimes.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
And it was one of the only times that, like, this is how I knew what are these guys at? Where one of them went up to shake my hand at the end. I was that embarrassed. I was like, no, I don't want to shake your hand now. And they were like, you've done 3 gigs and you're already a diva.
Oh, you're too good to shake hands with a cunt.
3 gigs and already, like, you know, I want to be paid. Here's my website. People doing reels and stuff like that. Like,
doing a tour show at the Fringe.
Fucking! There's some people going to the Fringe like, and they only gig at the Fringe. They only do comedy at the Fringe.
That's wild.
Fuck,
wild. That's because no one will book them back home, probably.
Yeah, and they think like, I'm at the Fringe, and apparently there's people like go to the Fringe and it's so bad they just go home after a week or two. They're not getting any numbers and.
Yeah.
They'll go up like, oh, my shows, and like their audiences are like 7, 8, 10 people a day, and it's tough going for them. But the fact that they stick it out, I have so much respect for them to stick it out. Imagine going in every day knowing there's 6 or 7 people coming to you. Like,
This is it. Watch.
it's
someone
tough.
from
A
Dublin
lot of
put that
respect
up.
for them. Like,
Yeah, I saw that too.
Got all this sad music in the background. It's
There's
like,
a shot of the plane as well, and all like.
it's like the Fringe was too tough.
Yeah, which I kind of like the admitting of that though as well. I like the courage to go, I've been defeated as well.
how was the Fringe? It has killed my soul. And I am ready to move from this life. Ciaran, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Pleasure.
much for coming in. The Pav, every Monday down the Pavilion Bar has the open mic scene, and the guys are heavily involved in it, doing good stuff down there for new people that want to get involved in comedy. Good to come in, Luke. Thank you very much. You guys want to plug your socials, any big events coming up?
But Ciaran Franco comedy on Instagram, and the night I run in Ulster Sports Club, it's the second birthday of it. It's been running 2 years, and we've got Rory Woods, Darren Matthews, Adam Mogi, and myself and the MC who normally does it. We're going to co-MC it, I think.
Brilliant, excellent. So all the details will be on your Instagram.
Yeah.
All my socials are who is Luke Mcgibb, and I am doing a solo show on the 28th of December. So if you're stuck for something to do in the time between Christmas and New Year's, that's what you should do. It's in the Black Box. It's the biggest venue I've ever done. I do not have the following to fill the room, so I need people.
Well, the Black Box is a great venue. Luke is a great comedian as well as Ciaran. So please do go and support these local talented people who are destined for big stuff. That could be going to Derry next year. Right? So, no, but they're good lads, doing all great work in comedy and moving themselves up and down the ladder of comedy, which is very important to keep everything going. Listen, don't forget the Doyen Pub. Check out the link below to get your discount. Also, as well, the live podcast has a few tickets left for the Doyen in September. And finally, I've got about 100 tickets left for my show at the Opera House at the end of January next year. Please do buy the tickets and come along. That's it from Cork to the North this week. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Big announcement happening next week here as well, so please do tune in regarding a few things. And we'll see you again. But listen, thanks very much, Sloan.